Good morning, it's Friday, June 12th, and this is Sentinel Today from the Daily Sentinel. This episode was brought to you in part by Bank of Utica, in a league all of their own. Today, Madison County is still reckoning with the fallout from a massive Ponzi scheme that prosecutors say drained millions of dollars from nearly 1,000 investors. Before we jump in, here are a few other stories that you should know about. A Pennsylvania getaway turned into a days-long search after Maria Metz's dachshund Zero escaped in Scranton, but after nearly 2 weeks of worry, he was safely found and returned home. 2 correctional officers were hospitalized after they were reportedly stabbed by an inmate hiding in his cell at the Mid-State Correctional Facility. Utica welcomed 13 new U.S. citizens from 6 countries during a June 11th naturalization ceremony, celebrating their perseverance, sacrifice, and commitment to the American promise. For more on all of these stories, visit ursentinel.com. Next, let's dive into today's feature story. Madison County is still reckoning with the fallout from a massive Ponzi scheme that prosecutors say drained millions of dollars from nearly 1,000 investors. On Thursday, Miles Burton Marshall was sentenced in Madison County Court after pleading guilty to grand larceny, securities fraud, and a scheme to defraud. He will serve at least 4 years in state prison before becoming eligible for parole. Marshall also signed judgments totaling more than $85 million in favor of his victims. But prosecutors made clear that many of those victims are unlikely to see that money returned. After the scheme collapsed, Marshall declared bankruptcy and sold off most of his assets. The case centered on what Marshall called an 8% fund. Prosecutors said he presented it as a real estate investment opportunity, promising steady returns from local ventures. But instead of generating legitimate profits, he used money from new investors to pay earlier investors. That's the basic structure of a Ponzi scheme. The damage, according to prosecutors, reached far beyond balance sheets. More than 40 victim impact statements were submitted to the court. Many investors were elderly. Some had trusted Marshall because they believed they were supporting local development and keeping their money in Madison County. Marshall's attorney argued that his client did not begin with criminal intent. He said Marshall once ran a legitimate business, but around 2014, financial problems began piling up. In his telling, the operation grew beyond control, and fraud followed. Marshall himself apologized in court, saying he would carry remorse for the rest of his life. He said the harm he caused was not only financial, but emotional and psychological, affecting families, nonprofits, and the people those organizations served. Judge Rhonda Youngs was not persuaded by the idea that Marshall simply lost control. She described the damage as catastrophic, saying the scheme weakened trust among neighbors and left many victims with losses they could never recover. Her message to Marshall was blunt. She said he lied, cheated, and left devastation that would affect families for generations. And at the center of it all, she said, was not bad luck or business failure. It was deception. Finally, Utica welcomed 13 new U.S. citizens from 6 countries on Thursday during a naturalization ceremony at the Alexander Perney Federal Building. District Judge Anthony Brindisi led the ceremony, telling the new citizens their stories of courage, resilience, and hope are now part of America's story. The ceremony included the presentation of colors, the oath of citizenship, and patriotic music. Sonia Marte, a Mohawk Valley Latino Association board member, shared her own immigration story. She came to Utica from the Dominican Republic at age 15, learned English, built a career, and became a citizen 2 years ago. She told the new citizens that the journey takes hard work, patience, dedication, and faith. Brindisi reminded them that citizenship is both a promise and a responsibility. From this day forward, he said, they are equal under the law, their voices matter, and their presence makes the nation stronger. That's all for today. Thanks for listening. For more on all of these stories, visit us at ursentinel.com. Right now, you can get unlimited digital access for just $1 per week. And if you like this episode, make sure to leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts.